I think you have a story, huh, Stu?
Mm-hmm.
Stop your drinking. Tell the story.
So we're going to discuss our next video, Slongi, but whilst I was having that mouthful of beer, you know what I was thinking about? Narwhals.
Really now.
Even though we're doing a vampire video,
He's the Christmas egg bunny.
and this can happen to anyone, guys. Sometimes, occasionally, you get an idea when you're having a mouthful of beer, as long as you're aged to drink in the country you're from, and
How's that old is that in Scotland like
11,
like
17,
unborn?
19, 25.
I was thinking more so unborn.
So narwhals. So imagine this, Slongi. You're the unicorn of the sea.
Like with the big tooth in the head.
Absolutely, yes. And then, as we know, sometimes teenagers can get a little bit aggressive when they're learning how testosterone affects their
Like
body.
breaking your dad's nose.
That was something for me. Absolutely, it was.
Liam will
You
break
guys
your
want
nose.
Oh, yes, he will.
The youngest son breaks the old man's nose. It's fair.
I was also the oldest son.
He's a classic. And it's not much of a fair game there. I mean, like, he's way stronger and you're fat.
I am so sure that Slongi just doesn't want me to tell the rest of the narwhal story.
Do it.
I don't even. I mean, we're going to see where it goes, guys, because we've got narwhals. We've got unicorn in the sea. We're teenagers in narwhal years, which is probably still a teenager. But
About 400 years old.
imagine this, Slongi. Imagine you had like an 18 feet long like spear on the top of your head. You'd just run around like spearing stuff, right? I mean, I would when I was
Stab it
a
into
teenager, I
stab
would
it
have
into
done that.
Yeah, stab it into people. Fly away if them still stuck to you.
Narwhals can't fly.
Yes, they can.
Tell us in the comments below. So all these teenager narwhals get together. They're swimming across the 7 seas, and more importantly, the oceans. They're like, we should fight something. We've all got these great horns. We should just like go stab stuff with them. And then they swim around. They can't find anything. They get a squid here. They get a squid there. But that's not real competition. Even the colossus squid, or even a gigantic squid, yeah, they're not big enough. Like, the narwhals can still take them.
Big squid.
They get around to the Pacific, and they're like, we need something better to fight. They're like, oh, we heard there's orcas up in the north up there, and they're like, I don't think we want to fight the ones with the teeth and stuff that can do tactics. No, I don't think we'll do that. Want to kill a few dolphins? Let's go kill a few dolphins. So they do like some like shish kebab dolphin stuff, like they cook it on like their. I mean, like some narwhals cook their food. I haven't met many narwhals to be honest, fans. So I'm trying to make this up as I go along. They're finally getting north. Not so far north that they're getting to the orca territory. They see a blue whale, and they're like, huh, I could take it. And like there's 5 of them, and they're just like, oh, you know, I mean, the other guy can we? Like, I don't want to misgender a narwhal. So we're gonna use normal Scottish drunk language for this part, Slongi. I could take that guy. Oh, I could take that guy. Oh, I could take that guy. I could take it. But then there is one slightly larger narwhal. All the younger narwhals, they look up to that narwhal. And they're like, you know, I'd say that like they were, you know, like guys would do it like this, but really narwhals like flick their horn. And then the biggest narwhal, he killed 4 squids earlier. He's a bit of a killer. He's like, you know, it is about 380 feet long. I have an 18-foot unicorn horn. I also fart rainbows. I think I can take it. Because, you know, he's a 15-year-old narwhal. And so he's like, I'm only doing it if you guys do it. And then they're like, okay, ramming speed. They've got their horns. They're going to get that blue whale. They go into one of the buttocks of the blue whale. And you know what happens, Slongi?
Boy.
The blue whale bursts out, the largest mammal that has ever lived, has the fart hole. Most people focus on the blowhole, but the fart hole, that's where the farts come out. And turds that are over 200 pounds. The blue whale's like, oh my goodness, I felt a prick on my bottom. Not in, on. And It made me think about what I had for lunch, which was like 8 tons of krill. And do you know what krill smells like? Me neither. We're gonna make something up. Rotten fish. And the blue whale is like, I just need a big fart. That is all I need. Blows out the krill fart, takes out one narwhal that is still stuck to the buttock of the blue whale. The other 5 are like, the other 4 are like, gosh, guys, do you wish we had reverse our arms to like push off the. Did you see what happened to Fred? Did you guys see it? Not a good look for the narwhals, and they're stuck. And they chased their champion in, who wasn't Fred. And then the blue whale's like, still feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Maybe it wasn't a big krill fart I needed. Maybe it wasn't. So the blue whale's like, I'm pretty sure I crapped like 4 months ago, which is, when you're big, you're you're it takes you a while to pass the food, even though I just did a krill fart that he just ate for like suspension of disbelief, friends. Suspension. That's why we believe lightsabers are real.
Real.
So the blue whale's like, okay, I'm dropping some logs. Now these aren't just like human, like they're 200-pound poops. Shoots 5 out. We'll call it a ton of poop. So we're now down to 3 narwhals. And the moral of the story is, friends, is if you're a narwhal, do not stab a blue whale in a buttock. Because the blue whale won't even notice, other than maybe having a fart and a poop. And it just keeps swimming, and you're stuck there because you have no arms to push yourself off.
Just flippers.
So Slongi, I hope you can do the. Are there any terms of service relating to narwhals?
Together for narwhals.
So they're stuck there till the blue whale dies or they die. Because they were kind of around the edge of the right buttock. Slongi, I think I did all the minutes, right? Like, gosh, that was only 7 minutes. We've got to get to the second advert. Mark Slongi, I've got another tuna. Put me back in, coach. Put me back in. Slongi's narwhal version of the story is the horn's not a horn, it's really a tooth.
It's like this large tooth that sticks out of your face. You can poke people with it and fly them into the sky.
Like this tooth?
Like,
I think, is that a tooth?
yeah.
I swear.
My hand is big.
Fans, this is why we don't do science or math on this channel, because Slongi will actually tell us that the narwhal has a tooth on its head. And we like to think of it as it being a nice.
Yeah, it's what happens when it's the same thing that happens when beavers don't chop off their teeth. The reason they bite trees is so they get splinters and they have to chop off their teeth.
Do narwhals not have mouses? Mice?
Mice's disease. Wrong video.
Oops. So they have mouths then. Are there no teeth in there? Like, they have a mouth that where there's like a spare root that goes up through the top of their head and becomes a horn. Is that what you're telling me, Slongi?
Yeah.
Are you some sort of whale dentist?
Always.
Always. And forever. Okay, fans.
Until we've harpooned them all.
Until we've harpooned all the fans.
The whales. Let's harpoon the fans too. I mean, you didn't hear that.
Only if we had an editor.
Yeah, we do. I'm just not gonna edit it out. Goodbye, everybody.
Don't forget to like, subscribe.
Goodbye, everybody.
Narwhals have teeth.